Hello and welcome to What's That Behind You. In today's video, A Royal Haunting, we are taking a look at a selection of short stories surrounding the haunting and supposed sightings of some of England's most famous royal areas. As always, we're going to start with a slight disclaimer. As the crowds gather throughout London, please be respectful and kind if you're in and around these areas. If you are able to find access to any of these amazing locations, please ensure you are safe and legal to do so. And also, a massive, many wonderful thanks to our very wonderful Queen. I am in no way a believer in the supernatural, but I am also not fully skeptical. We begin with the most famous palace and possibly most well known in the world. Standing in the capital of England itself, the landmark has been cited as haunted by many a staff member, public bystander and many of its guards. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, you can probably agree that the stories behind them are fascinating. Based on real-life stories, often of people who have lived in a difficult existence, there's always a human side to these creepy tales. The ghost of Buckingham Palace is certainly no exception. The royal residence in central London has been standing since 1703. When it was built for the Duke of Buckingham, although the site has been home to impressive buildings for a lot longer than that. For instance, the Manor of Ebury stood there in the Middle Ages. So the site has a long and varied history stretching behind it, and many people have lived and died there. At one stage, there was a monastery on site, specifically at the back terrace of what was then the Queen's home. It is said that a monk now haunts this area of the palace. He can be seen wandering around in chains, wearing the brown cowl that he died in. Apparently, he's the ghost who died in the punishment cell at the monastery hundreds of years ago. Now he is trapped, wandering around the palace for eternity. Our next short story takes us to Hampton Court, where Catherine Howard and her ghostly screams can be heard. Catherine, Queen of England from 1540 to 1541, was King Henry's fifth wife. During their marriage, he ordered her demise for adultery and treason when Catherine was only 19 years old. And before she was taken to the guillotine, she ran through the palace corridors, asking for forgiveness and mercy. People say that Catherine's prayers and screams can still be heard today in the corridors of Hampton Palace. Another sighting at Hampton Court is supposed to be the ghost of Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour was Henry VIII's beloved wife. Unfortunately, Jane met a tragic end due to some complications after giving birth to her child. Some people say she appears on the birth date of her son and the date of her passing, dressed in white, full of sadness on the silver sticks stairs, which lead to the room where she passed away. Our final story takes us to the Tower of London. Henry III housed his menagerie of wild animals in the Tower of London, including a gift of either lions or leopards for the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II in 1235. Pumas, tigers, jackals and an elephant from France, and even a polar bear, were to follow. Visitors came to the tower to see the creatures, with bear baiting going on to be a popular pastime in the 16th and 17th century. and it seems the horrors of this pastime are still heard today, with the ghost of a bear which is said to appear from behind the door of the jewel room, perhaps a spectral guard to the crown jewels. The ghost of a black bear is also reported to have appeared near the Martin Tower in 1816. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of our 3 short stories. If you know of any stories or any other sightings around the Royals, please let me know in the comments. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more short stories, top 5s, and so much more coming. Remember, be safe, be kind, and never be afraid of what's behind you.